Data Privacy Act. Bar Exam Notes Part 3. Extraterritorial application of the Data Privacy Act. Question: is the law applicable to acts done or practices engaged outside of the Philippines? Suggested answer: yes, the law provides for its extraterritorial application. Question: explain the extraterritorial application of the Data Privacy Act. Suggested answer: law applies to an act done or practice engaged in and outside of the Philippines by an entity if a. the act, practice or processing relates to personal information about a Philippine citizen or a resident, b. the entity has a link with the Philippines, and the entity is processing personal information in the Philippines, or even if the processing is outside the Philippines, as long as it is about Philippine citizens or residents, such as, but not limited to, the following: 1. A contract is entered in the Philippines. 2. A juridical entity unincorporated in the Philippines but has central management and control in the country. And 3. An entity that has a branch, agency, office or subsidiary in the Philippines and the parent or affiliate of the Philippine entity has access to personal information. And c. The entity has other links in the Philippines, such as, but not limited to, 1. The entity carries on business in the Philippines, and 2. The personal information was collected or held by an entity in the Philippines. Question: suppose that there is an entity based in a foreign land that is processing personal information of Philippine residents. Are they covered by the provision of the Philippine Data Privacy Act? Suggested answer: yes, considering that it was shown in the question that the said entity is processing personal information about Philippine residents. Question: suppose that the question is about an entity based in a foreign land that is processing personal information. Are they covered by the provision of the Philippine Data Privacy Act? Suggested answer: no, because the question did not show that the entity is engaged in the processing of personal information of Philippine citizens or residents. Question: a corporation that is organized and operating in a foreign land is engaged in the business of processing information that relates to contracts that are entered in the Philippines. It was shown that the said foreign corporation was hired by a Philippine corporation to analyze the data on contracts of its Philippine clients. Is the Data Privacy Act applicable to the foreign corporation? Suggested answer: yes, considering that the foreign corporation has a link in the Philippines and the information it processes are related to contracts entered in the Philippines. Thank you for listening. Watch out for the next video on general data privacy principles.